Welcome to the Onside Kick, your weekly roundtable discussion of the biggest stories in sports, entertainment, and much more. Each week, your hosts, Dave Oster and Ricky Widmer, will break down the world of basketball, baseball, and football.
Split backs, needing 7 yards. Brees throws, end zone, touchdown, and there's the record. That's unbelievable.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Onside Kick. Ricky Widmer here along with Dave Oster, and first off, I just want to give Dave a special thanks to Dave Wahlberg, our NHL contributor, covering all the hockey games. We had some great ones go on today. The Flyers beat the Penguins in overtime. You also had those pesky Nashville Predators beating the Detroit Red Wings. So for more on hockey, make sure to stay tuned for whatever Dave Wahlberg has in store. But Dave, we're here to talk football.
Yeah.
And the biggest news right now, franchise tags. And will these players, there's 4 of them, will they sign in order for workouts that start Monday? The first one on our chopping block, Matt Forte. Yeah. Franchise tagged by the Bears. Had an interesting 2011 season due to injury. He hasn't signed his tender. I'm just going to throw it out there. I think we might see him go into the season without a signing. How long do you think he'll hold out?
I think it could get really bad for the Bears here. This is the guy who basically ran this offense. Like, everything went through Forte. So we could see a massive issue if he's just going to hold out a la Chris Johnson style, to the point where, you know, maybe the Bears start looking good. Week 6, week 7, like, oh, we want to make the playoffs. Maybe he'll show up again. The whole problem here is this guy got no respect. He is our entire offense, like I said, and we're paying him chump change on the dollar. They've put more guaranteed money in his backup's hands than his. It's just no respect for the guy. And, like, backup, they brought in Bush, and he is a starting NFL running back.
Well, that's the one difference, I think. You say a la Chris Johnson.
Yeah.
Tennessee didn't have anyone besides Chris Johnson.
It's true.
The Bears, in this case, I don't think it's going to get dicey for them on the field. It's going to get dicey for how incoming players and how other players view the franchise. Because you look at this, it's kind of how your PR is represented.
It looks bad. The good news is, though, from the Bears side, they did throw a long-term contract out there for him. It is still low on the cash end for him, so we denied it. But I think they're trying to make steps to come closer on a deal here. They understand that this guy is the franchise player. So hopefully they'll come to terms with that. I don't expect to see him during early workouts, but I think during a little preseason we'll see him by week 2 at the latest, hopefully.
Well, another running back who got franchise tagged by his team and still hasn't signed his tender, Ray Rice.
Similar story. I mean,
I honestly think that this, though, if he holds out for an extended amount of time, could hurt the Ravens
way more.
More than Forte could hurt the Bears, because you take Ray Rice away from that Baltimore offense, Joe Flacco's safety net is just stripped right from under him.
Yeah, and Flacco really did rely on the drop-off passes, swing pass-outs. I mean, Flacco's not quite an elite quarterback. He's an okay quarterback. So I don't think that he's ready to have no Ray Rice.
Well, and I mean, not just, you say the drop-off screens, also that once you establish a run game, you get the defense thinking about it.
Yeah, it opens up holes.
And without Ray Rice, they're going to be like, okay, whatever running back you throw probably won't beat us. We're going to drop back and we're going to guard the pass. And Flacco's not going to have any answer for it, I think.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Ray Rice is a all-around back, just like Forte. He catches, he runs, he does everything for this team. So it is a major thing to get him signed. And it's just kind of confusing, like, this guy is your entire offense. Flacco is not proven quarterback-wise that he can just put the team on his back and carry them. Rice has.
And now moving in, we go wide receiver, the New England Patriots, and this is one that shocked me because I didn't even know that he didn't sign the tender. Wes Welker has not signed his franchise tag tender. He wants a long-term deal. I think with the Patriots, this will hurt him because he's obviously their number one receiver.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think this one's going to go not under the table, but it's going to be a little bit quieter.
Under the
and
radar.
It's probably going to be sorted out before preseason happens.
Yeah, the Patriots are a really well-run organization, so I don't expect there to be too much commotion going around. Like you said, you didn't even hear about this until recently. So that just shows you. I mean, Welker is one of the top receivers in this league. The Patriots did pick up Brandon Lloyd in the offseason. They do have those 2 tight ends. You got to have Welker coming back, though.
Gronk.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the one thing I'm thinking is how much money of that cap that they saved by Tom Brady saying, hey, I'll take a pay cut, how much of that do you think gets just pushed over into Wes Welker?
I think a decent chunk. I mean, Welker needs to be looking at the same money that these offseason guys got, like Vincent Jackson. They got to look at that type of money for a long-term contract.
Well, and I mean, this is kind of backtracking a little bit, and I think it can be said for any of the guys we talk about today. The running backs we just talked about, you said that Wes Welker has to be looking at Vincent Jackson. Well, you look at, for example, Arian Foster. His contract is set. So for Matt Forte and Ray Rice, they also have, they're like, okay, the market is established.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're just throwing out imaginary numbers here.
Yeah, it's very comparable. Arian Foster is, I want to say, more dominant running back, though, so I think they need to realize that, you know, this guy got top dollar because he is a lot of his team's production. They are too, but they're not quite to that level, so I think that they have somewhere to work from, at least.
And then last on, I'm going to call it the chopping block like I have all video, you've got Drew Brees. And I know everything that's happened to the Saints this year. Sean Payton's out for the rest of the year. Their assistant coach is going to be out for, I think it's 6 games.
6 or 8, yeah.
And then their GM is going to miss games. They're trying to find an interim head coach. I think this is the biggest one because when you're going through all this, I want that quarterback. The best way I can describe it is today I was watching ESPN, and it's like Herm Edwards said. You go to a fancy restaurant, there's always this guy at the door, can I seat you? Can I find you a table? That's what Drew Brees needs to be Monday at workouts. When the players are walking in, hey guys, can I help you do your workout?
It's a good analogy, though. It really is. I mean, this guy is the face of the franchise down there. He helped that town rebuild after Katrina. I mean, that place was going nuts when they won their championship. It's disrespectful to not pay this guy money for what he's done. So they really just need to come out. It's a good PR move, too. If they show him the money, it looks good on part of the franchise.
All I can think about, though, is how the Chargers treated Drew Brees.
Like garbage.
And then look what happened. He goes to New Orleans. He has a great career in New Orleans.
Breaking records and everything.
And to me, whatever coach they get to be the interim, we're going to see Drew Brees kind of show a little player coach, I think, in this season.
Well, he's always been that sort of player coach. Him and Sean Payton have really just kind of taken over on the offensive side. The O coordinator, it seemed to a lesser role almost. It's like Drew Brees will take care of the calls on field as they go. So I don't think that's going to hurt too much without Sean Payton there. But no, really, this is just... I mean, the guy's set records. He threw for over 5,000 passing yards, like 40 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Just pay the guy the money he deserves.
Well, that's all we got here for the Onside Kick. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, somewhere over here and above Dave. You've got our website, theonsidekick.webs.com. Stay tuned as we'll be covering the NBA playoffs when they start. We'll have reaction videos to every single playoff game. And also stay tuned as Dave Wahlberg, our hockey contributor, is going to be breaking down every single NHL Stanley Cup playoff game. That does it for us at the Onside Kick, your one-stop shop for sports.